Tell me what you did to her. Aiden snarled at Ron as he rushed over to the bed where Charlotte was lying half naked and unconscious. Ron cracked his knuckles and jumped into a fighting stance as Aiden rushed toward him. What are you going to do about it? That depends on what you did. Tell me now, because when I'm done with you, you won't be able to talk, Aiden warned. Ron threw his head back and laughed. Unfortunately, I didn't do anything to her. Yet. I just gave her a little something to help her relax while we waited for Randall to get here. What took you so long, buddy? Now that you're here, we can get this party started. Randall shook his head nervously. I don't want any part of this, Ron. I had no idea he was going to do this to her, I swear, he told Aiden apologetically. What's gotten into you, Randall? Why are you explaining yourself to him? Ron looked over at Aiden with a confused expression. Don't worry about that, Aiden growled. You're lucky you didn't touch her. I'm not going to show you mercy this time. You're going to pay for this. But that can wait. All I care about right now is getting Charlotte out of here safely. If you leave quietly, I might let you live. You think I'm afraid of your words? Ron sneered. I'm not going anywhere. I'm the one who decides who lives or dies tonight. Without warning, he pulled a gun out of the waistband of his pants and aimed it at Aiden. Ron, put down the gun, Randall pleaded as soon as he saw the weapon. Shut up, Randall. I give the orders around here, not you, remember? Ron waved the gun at Aiden. If you take another step toward me, I'll shoot. Aiden shook his head calmly. You're gonna wish you hadn't done that. He's telling the truth, Ron, Randall shouted. He works for the Tiger. Ron shrugged. Yeah, so what? So do we. But you know the rules. We're not allowed to kill one of our own, Randall stammered, visibly shaking. Ron scoffed. You think a few measly rules are gonna stop me? The Tiger isn't around anymore. We're on our own. I make my own rules now. Randall pulled out his own gun and pointed it at Ron. If you don't put down the gun, I'll have no choice but to shoot you. Ron's eyes widened in surprise. What the hell, Randall? Why are you taking this guy's side? There's only one side here, Ron. The Tiger's side. And if you're on it, put away that weapon and walk away now, Aiden commanded. Shut up! If you say one more word, I'll blow your head off, Ron roared. You're making a huge mistake, Ron. I'm begging you to drop the weapon, Randall pleaded. Shut up, Randall, or I'll kill you too, Ron threatened. Aiden smirked. I'm going to count to 3. If you don't lower your gun before then and leave this room, shoot him, Randall. Yes, boss, Randall replied, tightening his grip on the trigger. What the hell? Why are you taking orders from this guy? Ron screamed. Aiden shook his head in disappointment. You still haven't figured it out yet? Guess we're going to have to tell him. Go ahead, Randall. Tell me what? Ron looked back and forth between Aiden and Randall, growing more frustrated by the second. This is the Tiger, Randall whispered loudly, his voice trembling. Ron scoffed. Yeah, right. What is this, some kind of joke? It's no joke, Randall replied. Look at the ring he's wearing. When Ron looked down at Aiden's hand and saw the green gemstone, he froze and let the gun fall out of his hand. I heard you were back, but I didn't believe it. You should have figured it out by now, but you're too thick-headed, Randall said, sliding his gun back into its holster. This girl must be the Tiger's girlfriend, and you tried to sleep with her. Only God can save you now. Hearing this, Ron immediately fell at Aiden's feet. I'm so sorry, Tiger. I always dreamed of meeting you someday. I never thought it would happen like this. I'm so ashamed. What you should be ashamed about is your behavior toward women, Aiden snarled. He walked over to the bed and covered Charlotte up with a blanket. Randall, go get some women who work at the club to help put Charlotte's clothes back on. Yes, boss, Randall replied as he hurried out of the room. You were right. I made a big mistake, Tiger, Ron said, too ashamed to meet Aiden's gaze. What kind of drugs did you give her? Aiden asked, as he checked Charlotte's pulse. It's just a sleeping pill. She'll wake up soon. Aiden walked back over to where Ron was still kneeling on the ground and grabbed him by the throat. How many times did I warn you? How many chances did I give you to let this girl go? I'm sorry, sir. I'm really sorry, Ron sputtered, his face starting to turn blue from lack of oxygen. I didn't know she was your girlfriend. She's not my girlfriend. She's my friend. But even if she weren't, you should never treat any woman like that. And I'll make sure you never do such a low act again. You're right, Tiger. I'm ashamed of what I've done. I accept any punishment you want to give me. Ron wheezed, on the verge of passing out. What you've done is so disgusting that even killing you won't make it better. Yes, sir. I agree. Whatever you decide. Aiden thought quietly for a moment, before he decided on the right punishment. From now on, any time you see a woman being harassed or assaulted, you will protect her, and you will never so much as look at a woman without her permission. If I find out you've disobeyed me, you'll suffer a fate worse than death. Ron gasped desperately for air as Aiden released his throat. Thank you, Tiger. You were too generous. The beefy man cowered on the floor, trembling. And don't reveal my identity to anyone. You and Randall are not to breathe a word of this. Ron nodded. Yes, boss. Understood. Suddenly, the door to the room opened, and 2 female employees of Attitude Nightclub came in. How can we help you, sir? One of them asked Aiden. Please help the woman on the bed get dressed. She's had a little too much to drink. Come on, Ron. Let's give Charlotte some privacy. Aiden waited outside the room until the women were finished putting Charlotte's clothes on. Then he carried her on his shoulder out of the back door of the club and laid her down in the back seat of her car. As soon as Aiden had set her down, Charlotte's eyes fluttered open. Where am I? She asked in a sleepy voice. Aiden breathed a sigh of relief. I'm so glad she's okay. You're in your car. How are you feeling? A terrified expression fell over Charlotte's face. What happened? How did I get here? The last thing I remember was that awful man dragging me away. He put something in your drink, but fortunately nothing happened, Aiden reassured her. I was able to get you out of there safely. Charlotte looked up at Aiden tenderly. You saved me? But how? That guy is huge, and that place was crawling with his goons. No ordinary man could have gotten us out of there unharmed. Aiden shrugged. I made a deal with him. What kind of deal? Charlotte asked breathlessly. It must have cost a fortune to get him to stop. I just offered him part of my salary for the month, Aiden said nonchalantly. Charlotte studied Aiden suspiciously. But Ron is one of the most notorious mobsters in this city. How did you get him to agree to such a small amount? Aiden was taken aback by her question. How do you know so much about the Mafia? Charlotte's cheeks paled, and she turned her head, avoiding Aiden's gaze. Why does Charlotte always ask me so many questions? Aiden wondered. And why did she act so strangely when I asked her about the Mafia? There's something suspicious going on with her, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. You didn't answer my question. How did you become such a Mafia expert? Asked Aiden. Do you know Dominic Grayson? And the Tiger? Charlotte nodded weakly. Of course. Everybody knows about them. They're 2 of the biggest mob bosses in Chicago. But you know more than most people, Aiden pressed. Why? Charlotte turned back to meet Aiden's gaze. There's something I have to tell you, Aiden. Something almost no one knows about me. Not even Ava. What is it? Aiden asked. Charlotte let out a deep breath. My mother was in the Mafia. That's why I know so much about it. And those people killed her. How was Charlotte's mother killed? And what are her ties to the Mafia?
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.